Hello everyone, Justin here, and today we're going to draw another chess piece. This time we're going to draw the bishop. So let's start by drawing a center line, vertical center line. And from here, let's go down a little bit and draw a horizontal line about that wide. And then we'll take this width here and double it going up this line. So if this is the width, let's go up 1, 2, and draw a short horizontal line there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to draw from the ends of this short line a curved line to the ends of this longer line down here. So going out past the width of this and going back in. Okay, so let's do that. Out and then back in. Try to make it kind of smooth. So the widest point is right about here. Let's just mark the other side just so we have a guide. And again, go out and back in. Okay, so at the top here we're going to draw a small circle that of course has a slightly flat bottom here. Okay, so now we're going to draw a decorative section here, just another parallel line to this going across, and we're going to connect these two parallel lines at the ends with a pointy curve. So point it out, curve, and then back in, out and then back in. And we can actually draw a light midpoint line here like that. Okay, so underneath we'll draw another line parallel to this like that, and these ends we're going to draw an inward curve. So from here, curve in and then out like so. Okay, let's go down and make this a little, and the next line just a little bit lower than the previous. So right here, and we're going to make that a little bit wider because the next line to connect it will curve out and then flatten out to be vertical. Out and then down. Okay, so now we'll draw another parallel line, except this part will be even wider than this. So let's go right here and go out a little bit wider, and now this line we're going to make it wider as well. Okay, so here we're going to connect this with a nice curved line. So curve it just like that, and try to make this side symmetric to the left side, just like that. Okay, so now we're going to go to the main upright section of the bishop. So approximately as high as this, or slightly higher than this section. So maybe that would be coming down about here. Let's go down just a little bit right here and draw another horizontal line, and this will be about as wide as this section here. So just like that. Make sure that it's fairly even on both sides, symmetric. So what we'll do here is we're going to step in right about where this line finished. So right here and right here, we're going to draw a line that curves in slightly and then flares out to the bottom. So here, in a little bit, like that, and then start curving outward to this corner. So the narrowest section is right about here, so let's give ourselves a reference. Okay, so let's do that again. Inward to our mark, and then outward to that corner. Okay, so now we'll draw the base. So let's go down just about like right about here and draw another horizontal line, this time significantly wider. Let's say this far, and again let's try to make sure that we're about even on both sides. This distance is about the same as on the left side. Okay, so now what we'll do is extend this line a little bit and make sure it's symmetric. And what we'll do here is we're going to go out a bit and then in. So just like this, out and then in to meet this line. And we'll do the same on the right side. Out, then in. Try to keep it fairly symmetric, both sides. And that's our base. So now the very most bottom section, we'll draw another horizontal line just below that bottom part. Just slightly wider than the widest section here. And one last line at the bottom. Like that. And we'll connect this with a slightly angled line. Like that. And then an angled line to meet the bottom of this curve. And that is our bishop. One last distinguishing feature of this bishop, of course, is the slit. So let's put the slit on this side, slightly curved. So from up here, let's erase this line first. Okay, so starting from up here, from this upper corner, we're going to make a curved line that goes about halfway, like so, and another line parallel to that, and then connect them with this small curve, half circle. Okay, so now we can erase this line because the other side of this wall will actually come in a little bit as a step off from this corner. Okay, so now we can start shading. This is going to catch a lot of light, so this inside wall is going to be dark. And then let's just shade this ball as per usual. Lower right hand will be darker. And then here, I'm going to just draw a slight shadow line here, like so. Okay, so let's darken that. And add another lighter shade right here. Because this whole right side is going to be sort of in the shadow. And let's blend this in a little bit better. And make this far right side much darker. And I'll switch to my softer lead here. Okay, so we'll just continue on and do the same thing. Like this part, this decorative section here, the lower part will be darker. Let's shade that in. Again, getting darker towards the right. And there'll be a bit of a cast shadow here from this section onto this ledge. And here, this part's fairly far in, so I'm just going to make this part fairly dark as well. And then this part, upper part here, will be fairly light, catching a lot of light, and we'll leave a white area there just to separate this section from this shadow area. And again, add a gradient from the right to the left. And same thing here, this upper section here is going to catch a lot of light, but the bottom will be somewhat in shadow. So I'll start shading the lower section. And again, the right side will be darker because it's a curve. And again, leave the upper part a little bit lighter. Okay, now this part sticks out quite a bit, so this area, this section is gonna cast a shadow on this lower part. So I'm just gonna draw a shadow line here like this and shade that in. And the reason why it's curved is because as the light gets farther away from this ledge, like here, the shadow will actually go a little bit farther. So let's just make this really dark. And continue and I'll continue the darkness down here, the dark shadow. And again, make it lighter as we go across. Dark and then lighter. Okay, so now that we're at the bottom, this whole area is going to catch a lot of light, so we'll leave that fairly light, but it starts to curve in here at the bottom. So we'll go ahead and shade this area darker. And same thing here. This is going to catch a lot of light, but this is still a curved surface, and as it goes to the right, this part will be darker. And we will leave a lighter section up here to separate this area from this dark area. And for this one, I'll just use an eraser. So getting light going across. A little darker to the right here. Okay, and I will use my pencil eraser just like that. Again, this part here, as it flares out, will be catching light, so this part will stay light, but it will still have a gradient. So let's just add that going across. Plus this part here is also going to cast a shadow on this, so I'm going to make this part here darker. And now this part here goes inward, and so it's going to pretty much all be in shadow. Just like that. And make it pretty dark out here to the side. And that is the bishop. Another one of the chess pieces. This one was fairly straightforward except for the upper section with the slit of the miter. So I hope you enjoyed this video, got something out of it, and I'll see you at the next one where we'll draw some other chess pieces. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.